All right, we're ready to go.
All right. Well, welcome everyone to Let's Go District, the last and final call, number 5. And I think that Linda Parker, no one is better at creating a bigger picture for us than Executive National Vice President Linda Parker. I know that we're supposed to go over the homework for last month first, though. Do we just kind of review? We were supposed to finish either Dare to Dream, Work to Win, or those chapters in that coincide in, I think most of us were reading Get Over Your Damn Self.
Yes.
And I reread a lot of those chapters again just so that I could take more notes. So that was one of the things that we were supposed to do, and hopefully everyone is either revisited Dare to Dream, Dare to Dream, Work to Win. To me, that is like one of the best network marketing books ever. And then we were supposed to give 5 reasons why we are doing this business, and revisit our I story, make it more compelling, and then set those goals that we were gonna set for the rest of August, and take the time to cast our vision on others. And so, Kim, is there anything that I left out there do we want people to share?
I think that was good. No, let's go ahead and do today. So I like to review the homework just so everybody can think back if they actually did those things over this past week. And actually it's been 2 weeks. So if they actually completed, because we know what Linda Parker said on the first call, if you do the homework, you will promote to district manager and be in qualification and in area manager by the time you finish these. If you do the homework, if you do all of the homework, you're going to be well on your way to area manager. If you do a little bit of the homework, you will probably be a district manager qualification, because she gives a lot of very intense, very hard homework. I don't say it's hard, but it's a lot to do. But if you do it, that's how you move your business forward. That's how you promote. So that's why I like to go over the homework, just so everybody recognizes that if they're doing it or not doing it, and then are you okay with where you're at?
Okay, well, good. Well, like I said, when I started, no one's better at creating that bigger picture for us than Linda Parker. No one. And in this call, which was the day before close, when she did this training, the day before close, she creates this scenario of how a consultant can go district in 24 hours, even if they are at 0. And I will let you guys discuss all that. But that shows you what a huge vision that she has, and that we can borrow that vision from her as well. And she is the best at nuts and bolts. So she told you exactly what you need to do to make that happen. And also what can happen if you don't make it happen. If for some reason you don't do everything that she wanted you to do, then it's still going to set you up for success the next month if you don't finish it right then. So I'll let you guys talk about that. All of her trainings to me have been fantastic, but I think this one was her best. This is her best because she leaves us knowing that if we want it bad enough, if we want this, and I'm talking you, everybody knows what the this is. If we want this bad enough, we can achieve whatever level we want. Now, she was focusing on district, of course, but I'm sure each one of us felt that she was talking to us, whether we're already districts, areas, even regions, okay? So we're reminded that even though, we love being altruistic, of course, but most people's why is tied to creating more income. We can never forget that. The majority, by far, want to make more money, not for just the sake of making more money, but for the choices that more income is going to give to them, to their families, and to their causes sometimes, but a lot of times it's what they want for themselves and their family that drives that why. And I know for most of us, that's exactly that touches our heart. So it is our privilege and our duty to get our consultants to district for that pay raise. And to get them a partner as soon as we can to help them to get there. Also, she said, and I don't know why I don't think about this. She says, lead people who just want to play Arbonne, lead them to district anyway, even if they just want to play, even if they don't have area in their brain or VP or whatever, the Mercedes. She said, get them to area because that's, she said, they'll get 8% off. They'll get an 8% pay raise themselves. They get 43% off their products, and they're going to make 8% off every single person in that district, even if they sponsor them or not. So even if someone tells you that they're happy where they are, I think a lot of times if they get to district, they're going to want more. But she said, just get them to district. That is the key. And also she compares an Olympic athlete or a pro athlete, especially the Olympic athlete, and their journey to our Arbonne journey. I thought that was brilliant how she did that. And I know that you guys are going to want to share all the different traits of a champion, because she said that we're all going for the gold, whether we're an Olympic athlete, a pro athlete, or an Arbonne consultant. We're all going for the gold if that's what our thoughts are. And one thing for sure is that we are worth it. Don't ever think that we are not worth it. We can't go back, she said, but we can start right now, today, literally right now, and make a brand new beginning. And that's what I love about this business, because every now and then you kind of have to gather yourself up and make a new beginning. And you can always do that with our business. We go after what we deserve, and we do not worry about what others think. So somebody tonight has got to share the funeral analogy with us. I thought that was also brilliant. She is brilliant because that was just a priceless analogy. I'd never even thought of it like that. So who cares what people think? So we are champions, guys. We are leaders. She builds you up so much. We will never change a life, dear John Maxwell, until we change something we do daily. We will never change a life until we change something that we do daily. And I know each of us on this call, we would not be on this call if we did not want to change lives. We want to create income, of course, but we also, I know our hearts, we want to change lives as well, and the lives of our families and anyone that joins us. And we want to make an impact on others. So anyway, let's just take the challenge that she gives us, set our goals. There's that word again. We cannot escape it. Set our goals, work this business with all we've got, and leave nothing left. What is it she says? Leave nothing left on the field. Leave nothing left on the field. And I think Cecilia says it best, is she wants to die with not an ounce of potential left in her. So I don't know. I love this call. It would just, I think Charlotte she even boxed me. She goes, oh my God, this call is so amazing. I'm a champion, and I'm going, yes. So anyway, Kim, that's my little summary, but I think everybody's going to want to share what spoke to them about the traits and the funeral and so many other things that was in this call.
So we'll open it up. I have everybody muted, but certainly unmute yourself and share what you liked best about the call or what spoke to your heart. Or if you want to add what you did in your business or how these calls helped you in your business over these last 5 weeks.
I'm going to add, exactly what Eleanor said about the funeral. That really resonated with me. So if you have everybody on your list, you should look at, and you just ask yourself, are they even going to go to my funeral? Forget if you're going to cry at my funeral. And you're going to say no. they're not even gonna show up. So especially if they ignore your calls, and right. So I just think that makes it so much easier, because that's all. I know my biggest issue is always the fear of what will people think, or not what will people think, or how will they think, what will they think of me. So that just makes it that makes it a lot easier. Even after I listened to it, I went and texted, no, will not be at my funeral. So so that was great. And then I liked how she said is go write down your 10 reasons why, and then put the name of somebody next to it that you're going to contact to reach out. So I started doing that too. So I have 10 people I need to reach out to tomorrow based on my 10 reasons why. So those are the two biggest takeaways. I did the champion. I just came back from Impact, so I already know I'm a champion. I didn't need to listen to this. I guess that's it. So the funeral, think about that. Every time you look at that list and it gets too big and it gets too scary, ask yourself that question.
Thanks, Teresa. Anybody else? All right, Tara. Oh, wait a minute. You're muted. All right, go ahead. No? All right, I'm going to let you do it. There you go.
Okay. Now?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're good.
So first of all, y'all are going to be super excited or proud of me because I listened in the car, and no, I didn't take notes in the car, but I did listen again because I had some time and I took some notes instead of keeping it in my brain. The one thing that kind of kept sticking out to me was one of the bullet points for the champions was the
Tara, sorry, can you speak up?
I'm talking really loud.
All right, turn your volume up a little bit.
It's up.
Okay.
Okay. So the naysayers and adversity, use it as fuel for your, can't read my writing, passion or dreams. So use, when people are telling you no and telling you you're crazy, these kind of things don't work, those are the naysayers. And there's a lot of them out there. They just don't know how good this kind of business can be. And even today, I had someone who, she reaches out to me all the time, but she actually, this is kind of the flip side of it, she actually reached out to me just to tell me, thank you for not hounding me every single week about products, about coming to an event, about such and such. She said, I have someone in this other company, I won't say, that reaches out to me at least 3 times a week wanting me to buy this, buy that, come with her to this. And I'm like, well, I know that you know where to find me when you need something. So because she follows me a lot. But anyway, so don't be one of those people because they kind of give our business a bad rap. And we all know that. But as far as, so the naysayers, I think this is where she was talking about going for the no's. And I know, Brenda, sorry, you might touch on this because you always do. I think Brenda tries to go for 100 no's or something, like something wild. But she talked about going for 40 no's. And so every time she would call or text or speak with someone, if they said no, she's like, okay, next. But even when she got to a yes, it wasn't like, oh, thank goodness I can quit now. It was like, well, I still have 11 more no's to get. So that kind of just kept her fuel going. And I think that's what she was talking about in this little bullet point as well. So that was a big takeaway for me when I wrote my notes.
Thanks, Tara. And absolutely, sometimes we get the easy yes, but I would say most often we either get people who don't respond back to us or we get the no's. And, it's through perseverance and that we build our business, because we know once people try our products, they're going to love them. But I would say in our day and time in our society, most people are too busy to give us a second thought. And so they either tell us no because they're just too busy, or they don't answer us back because they're just too busy. And so it is through our perseverance and steadfastness, knowing that what we have can change lives, that we keep going. We just keep going. So thanks, Tara, for sharing that. Who wants to go next?
I will.
I'll share. Oh, go ahead. You
sorry.
want to go, Brenda?
I was going to just piggyback on Tara's, if that's okay, Charlotte.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Tara knows I love nose. And I love that I've gotten older and I really don't care what people think. It's really freeing, y'all. It's just really freeing. If you guys, right, Eleanor's nodding. Eleanor knows. If you guys can get that concept earlier, it is so freeing. It is so great. I still have my moments, but not like I did when I was 40. The thing that spoke to me, I loved all of her champions. And Tara took one of mine, that the naysayers, let them fuel your passion and show them later, hey, I told you about this. What Rita Davenport says, she doesn't say this to their face, but in her mind, she leaves them in her head. She says something like, that's okay. I'll have my Mercedes and you'll have bad skin. So she just kind of has a little sense of humor with it. The one that I love was champions do things with no reward. It's called practice. And that one is, to me, is like, that's your nose, that's your 40 faces, that's just clicking it off. And it's just do the do. And it just really reminded me of that. And then the whole funeral thing was like, who really cares? So those were my two takeaways.
Thanks, Brenda. Charlotte, go right ahead.
Well, I'm piggybacking again, but the funeral thing for sure hit me like a ton of bricks. But it was a good thing, because it just reminded me that when you're talking to somebody, and I think too about my military lifestyle, we move all over the place. So a lot of these people, honestly, I may not even see again. They become clients. I keep in touch with them, but there's no way they're going to be coming to my funeral if I'm states and states away. So that really, that was something that was really great. And then the go for the 40 no's. I'm thinking about my 40 faces staring at me every month. You've got that sheet that looks at you, all blank faces at the beginning of the month. But when you think of it as, I need to sort of get these people involved in Arbonne 40 faces, it's so huge of a task. But when you think of it as, I need to get all 40 of these faces to tell me no, that kind of changes it completely for me. So it makes those blank faces seem a little bit less scary. And then I think she said this toward the very beginning of the call, when talking to people about getting them to go district and working toward the 2,500. And she talked about minimum of 2,500. She never spoke of the $1,000 to get into qualification, because we all know that 1,000 is too weak to actually make things happen. So she kept talking about that minimum of 2,500. But the thing that, I don't know why the way she spoke to me, but talking to these new prospects or these new business builders and saying, why would you put off a pay raise? That exact quote. And that's so smart. Why? No, don't wait till next month and kind of waste the work you've already done this month and waste that QV that you've already gotten under your ID. Let's make sure that you are not putting off your pay raise, because if you don't make this month count, you're starting all over next month. So I loved that. Why would you put off a pay raise? Something to share with a new person. And then I loved your idea. I know we've heard this all the time about 8 ASVPs will get you to 2,500 or 25 something, I forget. But the idea of asking 4 friends and then giving them a carrot or some kind of gift if they get a buddy to join with them. Because we all know if you've got a buddy to work with on the 30-day challenges, it keeps them more accountable. And as she said, I think she said she'll even give $50 sometimes, because you're making so much on those 2 ASVPs that you pay yourself back. So I liked all of those ideas.
Great, Charlotte. Thank you. And absolutely, we're going to touch on, when I close out this evening, we're going to touch on those 8 ASVPs again. So we're not going to let that go. We're going to hang on to that. So who else wants to share? Sherry? Wait a minute, we'll need to unmute you. All right, you're unmuted.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Those are all great. And some of the things that I just wrote down, it's for those to do what others will not do. This is kind of the champions thing, right? Decide that today's your day. Winners step out. They always get out of their comfort zone. They take everything, rise to the occasion. What's hard, do what's hard, not what's convenient. Or all that's, of course, you're worth it. Those kinds of things. Yes, set your goals. And I love the thing about the bring a buddy on, just like Charlotte said. And then the funeral thing just had me hackling this morning. I had to Vox Brenda, as a matter of fact, because I thought it was just funny and actually just shocking, but of course so true, that people would actually not come to a funeral based on weather. Like if the sun's not shining or, whatever. But of course, at this point, maybe you're 80 and, they don't want to do that. So Brenda voxed me and said she would come to my funeral. So, so that made me feel better. But that totally, when you think about it that way, that really is like powerful. I can't believe how powerful that really is, but it also kind of makes me laugh. So I think, yeah, everybody, I love the 40, keep, when you get a, 40 no's, when you get a yes, you keep going, because that's not the end of it. You just keep going, until you get 40 no's. And I like what Charlotte just said about the 40 faces right in front of you and looking at it with that different perspective also. So I guess that's it. But that was a very powerful call. It was definitely my favorite.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Who wants to share next? All right, no problem. We'll go ahead and wrap it up. So what I want to say is when I had made this call series for us, I thought there were 6 calls for some reason. So I do have us scheduled for next Monday night. And since there is no more calls, though, we're going to go ahead and meet again next Monday night. And Eleanor and I are going to have something very special for you. As we're not going to tell you what it is, but we're going to have something, a very special Zoom for you to help get us, because that will be halfway through the month. And so that will just help inspire and empower you for the rest of September. Also, I think Keisha got on here a little bit late, but the one thing I wanted to say, if anybody wanted to share what these calls or what they had accomplished during these calls, I wanted to go ahead and just give Keisha a high five, recognize her, because she did complete district in 2 months over these last 5 calls. So congratulations, Keisha, on that, on your 8% pay raise. So super proud of you for doing that. So I just want to make sure that we recognized you. All right. So we do have homework, even though Linda Parker did not give us homework, and we are going to meet next Monday night again with our 8:30 p.m. Zoom. I and Eleanor and I, correct my English, Eleanor. Eleanor and I are giving homework. And so, like I said, we're going to come back to the 8 ASVPs. And so I love the way that Linda put it, that, ask 4 people and then have them, each one, ask a friend to join them. And so that will be 8 ASVPs. We have our next 30 Days to Healthy Living starting on the 17th. And our own Eleanor Sherfield is leading that one. So super excited. Eleanor always adds her own personality, her own. And I love that when it's just not, always cut and dry, that we get a real feel for who's leading it. So love it that Eleanor's doing it. So our next one is the 17th. And then the following one is going to be the 1st. So you don't have to get all of them into the 17th, because really the orders need to be in by tomorrow for them to get their products in time. So the homework is that you get 8 participants or 8 ASVPs by October 1st. So that just finishes out your September. Okay. So 8 ASVPs, and 8 ASVPs is going to put you into district manager qual, and in good qual at 2,500. Or if you are already a district manager or above, that's going to be your gold brick. That's going to be your $2,500 brick. So 8 nutrition ASVPs, and then everything else that you do with your business is just gravy on top of that. Okay. So if you're a consultant, that's going to put you further. I mean, you may even be able to complete district by the end of September, do 6,000. And Linda talked about that in this call. Or it'll put you at 3,000 or 4,000. That way, when October rolls around, you have 2,500 to do and you're done. So the homework is, and it's not a challenge, it's a homework. And so what do you tell your kids about your homework, about doing their homework? You get it done. You sit down and you get your homework done. Okay. And remember, Linda talked about no excuses, the champion mindset. There are no excuses. So we know that our homework is 8 people in the next 30 days to healthy living. And that's 8 ASVPs. So that is your homework. And how, it just makes it simpler when you think you don't have to find all 8 yourself, that you find 4 and you ask them to find a friend to do it with them, because truly the accountability, and they will enjoy the process that much more when they have a friend doing it with them. Let's see. And then I'm trying to see what else I had put down here. Oh, okay. So if you are a district or above, I love the thing that she said is, now it's time for you to help someone go district. So if you are a district or above, including in your homework for September is for you to work with somebody to get them into district manager qualification, because this is how we promote through this business. This is how we do business. This is how we create our teams. This is how we change so many people's lives, is by helping other people do exactly what we do. So somebody helped you get to district, so now it's your turn to help somebody else get to district. And how do they do that? They do the very same thing that you did. I mean, it's that simple to teach somebody. You teach them to do the very same thing that you did to get to district. And so I'm just going to end it right there. Does anybody have any questions? Oh, yeah, go ahead, Eleanor.
I just wanted to have a little recognition real quick. Please.
Yes.
Let's not forget the RE9. We are so into healthy living. I love the healthy living, and I know it's so important. But Vicki Meeks has 5 gold bags out.
Wow.
And I think I just lost her. Oh, no, darn. I think she just disappeared. But 5 gold bags. Can you imagine? And she just figured out that she needs to ask people to join her business. She's been doing this forever. She's so product driven, but 5 gold bags. I thought that was quite remarkable.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, we'll be
sure.
sure.
A couple from Marsha.
Yeah. That is fantastic. So does anybody have anything that they want to add before we go? Well, be sure and mark your calendars to be on again next Monday night. Eleanor and I will have a good Zoom for you guys that will really help you close out your month of September. So everyone, thank you so much for being on this evening, and we'll see you next week. But we'll all be chatting in between on our Boxers. We know that. All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody. Love you so much. Mwah.
Love you guys too. Thank you.